Hello friends from all over the world. Welcome to Honor of Kings. If you don't know about Honor of Kings, don't worry. We will give you a full understanding about the game through 4 episodes. If you already know Honor of Kings, you should not miss this program, as you will find all the key information you want to know. Honor of Kings is a mobile game developed by TianYun Studio Group focusing on battle. It was released in China on November 26, 2015, and is currently the mobile game with the most players in the world. You will find a large number of unique heroes and finely designed skins in Honor of Kings. What's more, the immersive battlefield will also bring users fresh gameplay experience. That's why it is a fantastic choice for social entertainment. The first season of KPL was officially launched in September 2016, and we have witnessed the birth of 13 champions. After about 2,900 days and nearly 8,000 matches. Honor of Kings International Championship is an annual world-class esports tournament with the highest level of competition. It's worth mentioning that the 2021 Honor of Kings International Championship, which contributed 600 million content views on the day of the grand finals, reached 170 million users during the tournament. 2022 Honor of Kings International Championship will witness a whole update and hold a dazzling $10 million prize pool. The wild card qualifiers will start on November 22nd, and the group stage will start from December 3rd. You will see the strong teams from all over the world fighting for the World Championship. KIC2022 will kick off shortly. Let's witness the wonderful performance of players on the stage of the 2022 Honor of Kings International Championship. Let's high five for highlight.
感觉得扛不住了，开始红火进行了一波绕后的位置，想踢过来，但是没踢到什么关键位啊。阿凯就是不要他，这一波好。 无伤进场，收枪，微博有点操不住啊！知道已经没法打了，他得换线，又找到机会了。其实，闪现回身再拉到太乙，反杀。但是张飞直接开，把明天运进去，但凯开大，冲进去，阿里先撤一波，风筝一下凯，先生选择了回闪。那个米娅的蓝进场，先将别人给秒了。
Perhaps you'd understand me better.
这一波公孙一绕后开团了。
是的，和蓝的一波完美的配合。
带上，
来一口咬进去。
Nothing draws a shark better
继续上挂羊，挂羊回头一下。
than the sweet scent of blood.
挂羊再一次站了出来，自己还有个多甲，再加上那个名刀，
公孙离来了，
直扑我给了一推。
What's a life without its worth? Compromising with what hurts inside. When you let fear decide your fate, you don't choose which path to take in life. In life, I'm finally letting go of everything that still holds me. I'm against the loss, but I won't give up 'cause it's my time to shine. Standing in the spotlight, can't no one back me down. Destiny is calling high. I'm not afraid to fight for everything I love. Victory is in my sight. The more we lose, the more we gain. The more that nothing stays the same in time. In time. Cause it's our time to shine. Standing in the spotlight, can't no one back us down. Destiny is calling higher. We're not afraid to fight for everything we love. Victory is in our sight. It's our time to shine.
A beam of light anywhere can light up the world. Light, a warm and outpour force, brings newcomers hope. Light, a thought for comeback, gives you an indelible desire.
What's a life without its worth? Compromising with what hurts inside.
No matter where you are from, the desire to fight runs in our blood.
You don't choose which path to take in life. In life, I'm finally
Everyone long for unprecedented honor. Doing the best is the silent synergy among opponents.
my time to shine. Standing in the spotlight, can't no one back me down.
Fight, guard, meet the unknown power. Challenge, attack, rise to difficulties till being famous. of the world. Shine like the star. Unbound fighter never walks alone. Highlight will be led by you. Let the world see your light.
It's our time to shine.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2022 Honor of Kings International Championship Group Stage, Week 1, Day 4. I'm your caster for today, Isaac Pena Muley.
Hello guys, I'm today's caster TianYun. Nice to be here again.
I know, as every single day. We love being here. Yesterday we did not have any matches, so everyone just had an opportunity to just charge their batteries back and be ready for today.
You always want to have a good rest before you're going up to something. So after 3 days of the whole competition and matching up going on, I see a lot of changes within different groups.
Yes.
For example, like 3 teams gaining themselves 3 points in Group A. Chaotic. And Group B, 3-3-3-0 at the same time, like exactly the same situation as Group A. And Group C, 4-3-1-0.
Already pretty clear, right? Like
I believe over there, huh?
I believe that already in Group C we can already see the difference of the levels already showing up in the first.
And the last one, like Group D, double threes and double ones.
Double threes and double ones.
Quite even.
Ooh, that draw over there, not a good signal for the two of them. But well, if you're new to our game and if this is the first time that you're online watching our competition, what about if we just watch a short video that's going to introduce you to what's happening in here?
Hello, friends from all over the world. Welcome to Honor of Kings. If you don't know about Honor of Kings, don't worry. We will give you a full understanding about the game through 4 episodes. If you already know Honor of Kings, you should not miss this program, as you will find all the key information you want to know. Honor of Kings is a mobile game developed by TianYun Studio Group focusing on battle. It was released in China on November 26, 2015, and is currently the mobile game with the most players in the world. You will find a large number of unique heroes and finely designed skins in Honor of Kings. What's more, the immersive battlefield will also bring users fresh gameplay experience. That's why it is a fantastic choice for social entertainment. The first season of KPL was officially launched in September 2016, and we have witnessed the birth of 13 champions. After about 2,900 days and nearly 8,000 matches. Honor of Kings International Championship is an annual world-class esports tournament with the highest level of competition. It's worth mentioning that the 2021 Honor of Kings International Championship, which contributed 600 million content views on the day of the grand finals, reached 170 million users during the tournament. 2022 Honor of Kings International Championship will witness a whole update and hold a dazzling $10 million prize pool. The wild card qualifiers will start on November 22nd, and the group stage will start from December 3rd. You will see the strong teams from all over the world fighting for the World Championship. KIC2022 will kick off shortly. Let's witness the wonderful performance of players on the stage of the 2022 Honor of Kings International Championship. Let's high five for highlight.
Honor of Kings since November 26, 2015. That's a little while. Where were you in November 26, 2015?
I was studying in my university and
Wow.
trying. Maybe, I mean, for the next day, I might be the audience for KPL.
I know, right? Like,
Very
because
first day.
that's the way that everyone just started, just like by being a fan. I remember that just being a fan of the game and just watching the competitions. And then after that, I realized, like, you know what? Like, it seems like a fun thing to do. That's how I ended up here.
It's a very like magical experiences before, because when I was an audience,
Yeah.
went down to the arena trying to watch a game, I was shoot by the cameras. And it
Oh.
will leave me a picture. You know, I was always going to remember it.
Oh my gosh, that's a great memory.
Of course.
I love it. And one other thing that we love a lot is just all the heroes that we have in this game, right? Like 97 different heroes in this specific composition, this specific patch. What about if we check on 3 of them this time? And let's talk a little bit about them. We have Lam, Lupin, and Ma Chao.
I love this part. Where
Yeah.
we can, you know, have a lot of rooms trying to introduce this kind of heroes. Lan and Ma Chao, 2 of my favorite heroes, but very difficult to master.
Yes, you need to understand really well like how to use not only the mechanics of the hero, but understanding what's the right moment for that hero to jump in battle through the game.
Yeah, the same thing about these 2 heroes is that they are assassins. So you better find a perfect time to dive in, trying to take the kills to your side. And Ma Chao, I could say the mechanics quite different and quite complex, because
Yeah.
you have to pick up and live and out your sword out there and try and use your ultimate to retrieve back. So
Yes.
your ultimate will be continuously activated all the time, so that you have to make sure you always have your sight on wherever you throw your sword in.
So
it's very difficult to find.
Of course, and then just since it is a hero that always needs to be on the move,
Yes.
so it's very difficult just to know exactly, oh, where did I just leave it, and then where am I going? And then just finding all that information with where your opponents are as well.
Sometimes when the team fight actually begins, you're gonna see a lot of animation effect on the ground. So it makes you like even harder to find your sword.
It is true. Wow. 8 different teams from other areas are joining us in the group stage. They are still trying to fight to gain points to move towards the second round, right? Like we have these 8 teams with us. Thanks to all of them for doing their best coming in here and participating.
I mean, among these 8, I would say like Gen.G and SCARZ performed the best, because they all won themselves a 3 points till now.
Yes.
After 3 days of the matches, finally, like Gen.G and SCARZ, what would be like the 2 non-KPL teams actually won a victory back.
Oh, Impunity played really well on
Of
day
course.
1, right? And then after that, they had a difficult match against Chongqing Wolves.
That's Chongqing Wolves that we're talking about. Basically,
Yeah.
every single team who will be encountering them will face this kind of situation.
Mundo Online TV says Red Canids played scared, got too much respect, and got lost as a result. I agree with that in terms that you cannot over-respect your opponent. Like, you need to show respect, but at the same time, you cannot be scared. You need to go for it.
And another message might be Mai Shiranui and Marco Polo are inferior in both lanes in the early game, but luckily it wasn't my teammates who took it. Inferior, okay. I love this word.
Opinions. It is really nice. And that's the main idea about sports, right? Like every single person at home right now watching is a coach. Everyone is a coach right now.
You got your own opinion. That's what makes like being an audience so great.
Of course. Right now, everyone believes that they're the best. And what about if we introduce you a little bit about what the best look like? I'm going to introduce you today to one of our best junglers in the whole competition from Beijing Weibo, Nuanyang.
Yeah, huge achievements. Even won himself an opportunity to have like FMVP skins. And he used the opportunity to develop and try to design a skin specifically towards the character Jing. So they have a like very special and deep relationship and bonding towards this player and this single hero.
And I love the fact that when you are so good at something, then you can have just a specific character. That when you think about that hero, you think about that player. And when people think about Jing, they think about Nuanyang, that's for sure.
Just imagine how many players we have on the entire Earth that is playing this type of game, Honor of Kings, and you have one chance to like have a skin especially designed for you. That's something.
That's everyone's dream. Can you imagine? You get to the game and then you have a skin that it's been designed for yourself.
Your animation figure is about to like be designed within the skin. You're gonna see yourself.
Well, everyone at home just watching us right now and listening to us just here, sharing our thoughts. you guys need to play. You need to not only come and watch, you need to play, because it might be you one day over here on the stage.
And today, we still have like 4 matchups going on, and one lucky news for Group A. The 4 teams in Group A are allowed to have one more day, trying to have a full rest and trying to come up with a better idea, going against one another and trying to gain themselves a better situation and better adjustments.
We're gonna have 2 games for Group C, right? The one that we're gonna be watching right now, SCARZ against Foshan DRG.GK. And our third match of the day, Chengdu AG will be facing Red Canids Kalunga.
Well, SCARZ is a really tight schedule, huh?
I feel like they're always on stage.
After this one, they are probably going to finish all the games in the very first round, because we are playing a double round robin. So this will be the 3rd matchup for SCARZ. They have won against Red Canids, but got defeated by AG. This is the 3rd one.
Trying their very best to at least take a draw here against DRG.GK is going to be vital for them, right? Clearly, a victory would be amazing, but if they want to have mathematical options forward for them to be able to move into the next group, at least a draw is necessary today.
And for DRG.GK, I mean, their first match is going against AG and ended up in a tie. You're the one who's casting that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. That's a really good one.
It was a really good match. It was amazing to see the way that DRG.GK just stood up in front of AG, just telling them, you know what, you're undefeated. You haven't faced anyone like me.
I'm the one who's gonna stop you, you know.
And they did stop them in their breaks. Like in the first game, it was DRG.GK controlling the game in a great way. And then the second match, for me, in my opinion, the best match that we've watched since the beginning of qualifiers up until right now.
That's a huge and massive turnover for AG to make that happen.
And that's what people need to understand. In this meta, in this patch, someone is going to have the advantage in the early game. What do you do? How do you respond to that? The way that AG just played that game after, it was just a perfect example on how to play when you do not have the upper hand.
Yeah. But even though it's a tie in a result, but I think after watching the total build to the 2 matchups going on from the DRG.GK, you still have an idea of how powerful they are as a team.
Yes.
They have a very solid plan for the early game designs, and every single movement, every single team fights, they have fully prepared it.
The way that Bei Dao is playing on top lane, right?
I like it.
He just can be completely independent. Whenever that he needs gold, he can gain gold. Whenever he needs to give his gold away and give it to Pom Pom, he can just give it away and it's not going to affect his performance.
And one more thing, Qingfeng, I love the whole idea of how Qingfeng plays the Zhao Jun.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
ones.
The
good
accuracy.
Ones. Accuracy.
It's been lovely just to see Qingfeng on that hero.
It's like a GPS, always chasing the right target. Wherever he put the second abilities on, he finally always had the right target on. That's so cool.
I just love when you can see someone just being really good at something. It is a great joy just to see someone just excelling at specific. On the other side, for SCARZ, we're going to have Rilber coming back to the starting list.
I have other interesting stories I could sometimes share with you.
Stories with TianYun. Let's go.
I was a very good friend with Hualo. So Hualo used to be the coach for DRG.GK.
Okay.
So there was a time we were having dinner together, and Hualo told us a story that they have every year, annual solo king battle within the group.
Wait, what?
So Agai, Menglan, Peng Peng, Qingfeng, and Bei Dao together, these 5 competing to be the best one. Guess who the champion is?
Oh my gosh! I really want Agai to be the best, but
I give you 3 opportunities.
3 opportunities? Okay, my first pick would be Agai.
No.
No? Okay.
Nope.
My second one would be Pom Pom.
Nope.
No? Well, I don't know. Is it going to be Bei Dao?
Nope. It's Qingfeng. Yeah, Qingfeng will be the best solo king.
Wait, what? I love it.
Yes, huge, very interesting story there.
Very, very interesting. Thank you very much for sharing that with us, right? It's important, just the synergy inside of a club, it's super important. The way that they feel together with each other, how do they want to be friends? How do they can actually cooperate? And these kind of activities are always good.
Finally, Agudo and Ma Chao again. I love to see these two pairs being played by DRG.GK. They won the highest winning rate in KPL summer season. It shows how aggressive and how powerful this pair is to DRG.GK.
I like it because it's a composition that not a lot of the teams from the other areas are daring to play, right? Like you depend a lot on how he's going to be building up and how he's going to be farming. It is not an early game combo for sure. Like the fact that you have a Agudo that can actually do some invasion, it is a good thing, but you will be depending a lot on that Ma Chao.
And the first 3 picks from SCARZ, Gongsun Li, Ata, and Shen Mengxi. Not a bad one though, all meta heroes, but I'm afraid that the movement from Shen Mengxi will be stopped by Mai Shiranui standing in the mid, and we're using the poking strategies. But Agudo is one of the heroes who can give continuously like HP recovery to the whole team. So I think the composition from SCARZ are quite countered by DRG.GK.
And it's very weird to see that since SCARZ were the first ones on taking that first pick, right? Like you should have been able to see the fact that you have Ma Chao and Agudo on the other side. Try to change your strategy. Since your first pick was a Gongsun Li, you can still change that in so many different things.
And we have to like think of one hero, Dong Huang Taiyi. It's still available for both teams to check. And basically, if you want to have a Ma Chao and Agudo like pair in your composition, the third hero you're gonna pick will definitely be going to Dong Huang Taiyi. But like DRG.GK let this option out for SCARZ to choose. SCARZ could have this one.
They could have that Dong Huang Taiyi stop Ma Chao and the moment that he wants to run behind, right?
You have to like lock the assassin down.
Yes. It would allow them to try to defend that second initiation. But it's going to be Luna.
Good ones. Confident choice.
Confident choice. Like it might work well since you're having an Agudo in front, right? Like, so it means that you're gonna have a lot of different enemies that you can actually just keep resetting your ultimate.
Yes. Oh, okay. Luna and Dong Huang Taiyi, perfect countering picks, I would say. The Luna will be 100% like countering picks going against Ma Chao, good ones. But it also really heavily relying on how many gold you can have as a jungler to going against Ma Chao.
Now, gold. How important it is for teams from the other areas to understand how to protect their resources, how to start protecting their gold at the beginning of the fights.
I think it's okay. Like you have Shen Mengxi and Gongsun Li on the sidelines, you know.
They've had Gongsun Li and Shen Mengxi in the previous games.
I think it's okay. And Ata at the same time can be very aggressive in their game, trying to protect your jungles.
In terms of composition, I agree with you. They've got the heroes to protect.
I know.
The decisions need to be there. We know that Jerry's going to be extremely blue dependent. Like he needs to be able to protect his blue. DRG.GK knows that. And they have a very strong combo over there just to be able to invade in the early game.
And the last one for DRG.GK trying to place this Zhang Liang as a support. I can finally understand why they're choosing to let this Dong Huang Taiyi out. You have this counter pick.
Suppression against suppression.
Yeah, in the very early phase of the BP, they're prepared for this Dong Huang Taiyi to come up in SCARZ composition so that they choose Zhang Liang as the final one. I like this.
Dong Huang Taiyi is going to need his level 4 ultimate to be available for him to actually be of any help to protect their jungle.
And once that Dong Huang Taiyi is trying to unleash opportunity, it will be completely stopped by Zhang Liang's ultimate. Love it. I think the composition is very interesting because you're seeing all the time like counter picks, one counter towards another.
But at the end of the day, it's just going to be a chess game. I believe that none of the two teams is going to initiate fights very carelessly. They might just wait a little bit, wait for the right moment, because you need to spot where the other team's support is going to be.
Yep.
Who's going to stop the other is going to depend a lot on what the support's vision and the information that they can provide.
And interesting, you know, this Ata paired himself with a flash instead of smite. Usually we're seeing Ata with a smite all the time by these non-KPL area teams. But for this one, SCARZ, Rover, going against with a flicker.
Let's wait and see what SCARZ can do in this match that is going to be critical for their opportunities to move forward in our tournament.
The support and the mid laner together trying to gain the waves here.
Oh, look at that. Good movement by Rilber, spotting Mai Shiranui.
Mobility it is.
And
The bottom lane.
And he knows that it's totally all right for him just to let Machado just to take the first wave.
Oh.
It's not a problem.
See the location from the duel, Mai Shiranui together with Zhang Liang. And then actually be joined by Bai Dao 3 against 2.
Look at that, and thanks they only took one lizard. They can still leave a second one for Jerry. Not that bad.
Just making some invasion moves.
Just the idea of invasion is enough. The idea you need to be careful. That's all I need you to think about.
Peng Peng getting to level 4 quickly, very soon.
Jerry's already level 4 as well.
Getting around 4 versus 3.
Look at that. Decisiveness from DRG.GK. They come in, take first, and take the second one. It's going to be 2 kills for DRG.GK.
And the first ability, that door from Zhang Liang, like completely blocked the way out. So ASD have to pay his life there.
And it's just decisiveness, right? Like you decided, like, okay, let's go for the call, and then you just go for it. Now Autumn being surrounded is going to be Monglan and Xinfeng that they're going to take him extremely low.
Good
using
one.
the parasol to go around.
He
Kind
tries
of
his best.
stalling a little
He
bit.
really tries his best, you know, using the umbrella, trying to change positions and hiding in the bush, trying to
Yes.
let the enemy lose sight. He did everything he can do.
Wow, look at that. Using a good tool just to try to suck in the damage from the turret, taking one more kill on Ochito.
I would say like Xinfeng make a very perfect rotation
Yes.
in the very first 2 minutes. This Mai Shiranui is everywhere, taking advantages, taking resources, taking the kills.
And that allows them to start snowballing early. And look at that, it's 2 minutes and 30 seconds. They already have a 2,000 gold lead.
And I see Bai Dao over there taking the waves between 2 towers.
And right now it's gonna be bad news for Rilber, as it's gonna be Guy, Xinfeng, Bai Dao making the rotation, coming in. That turret is gonna be taken to half.
Yeah, ultimate from Shen Mengxi, but missed a target, unfortunately. But this blue will be gained back for Jerry. That's another like good news.
That's good news
Luna.
for him. The rotation back to bottom lane. Both sides on top and bottom lane. Very good pressure from the side of DRG.GK. Bai Dao and Monglan doing an amazing job in that laning stage.
And with the pick of Fan, I think like Monglan can pretty much survive on his own
Yes.
on the bottom lane. You don't have to really gank onto the bottom lane. You can try to do the invasion constantly in the like top triangle of the map. That's what the DRG.GK is really doing.
Bai Dao already 2,400 gold. That is already almost a 1,000 gold difference with the rest of SCARZ.
You know, usually when you see Bai Dao getting the kills in the
Yep.
very early phase of the game, they have a huge opportunity to win.
That's a bad premonition for SCARZ. That is a bad premonition.
Nearly like 3,000 gold for this match. Already the Axe of Torment is farming up too quickly, too soon.
Rilber waiting in the bush.
It's very hard to follow up in some sense of the team fights.
Oh, look at that, and it's going to be one more rotation from DRG.GK. Aguto comes in, and then there's nothing else for SCARZ to do than just to replead.
I mean, I think the draft and the BP, the composition is good from
Yeah.
SCARZ, but they have to find a better way to start this game. The opening of this game will be designed.
The opening, that's exactly what I was going to say. It's just the opening is just so critical. Look at that, it's going to be Ochito that is going to fall, then Rilber is going to fall as well. 2 people falling in there trying to protect that blue. Suppressed down, it's going to be Shenmonsi that's going to follow. Now what
Jerry?
can Jerry do? He's going to try to jump in. And now he was the hunter, now he's the prey, and the turret's going to fall. 4-0 trade for DRG.GK.
Autumn is missing down there in the bottom lane, trying to push the way further, but I think it's not a good idea because your teammates, the rest 4 teammates, are trying to put up in team fights.
All
in
gone.
the mid.
And look at that, like the whole rotation.
So
Look at how
hard, so
DRG.GK does not allow SCARZ to leave.
You know, if you take a look at the mini-map right there,
Yep.
so Ata, Rover is using the flash to trying to initiate, while they have the fact that they are completely outnumbered by their enemies. So it's like 4 against 5. They're losing in the number
Yes.
of the teammates, while Autumn still chose to go into the bottom lane trying to finish the wave.
And it's not only a 5v4, it's just the fact that you do not have your marksman.
Communication is very important. You have to make sure your teammates know where exactly you are.
Sometimes you just need to let it go. Sometimes you just need to let it go. Let's wait and see. Hopefully SCARZ can try to turn things around. Right now it's already a 5,000 goal lead for DRG.GK.
Quite difficult. After losing in that team fight like 10 seconds ago,
Yep.
I think the opportunity for SCARZ trying to turn this around just
Minimal.
got minimal.
Yeah, it is just very, very, very slim. Let's wait and see what's going to happen. The bangers are coming in. Already first overload of the game.
Like what DRG.GK is doing, I think is a very perfect example how to use this kind of composition.
Okay.
How to make sure that Bai Chou and Ma Chao can be fully farmed up using the mobility from your composition and trying to gain something back to your team in the early game.
They're always all together.
Yes.
Look at that. It's just always either a 4-1 or a 5-0 rotation all the time.
Yep.
Giving the resources to the people that they know they're going to be core.
Wow, see the gold ranking. The top 4 are the member from DRG.GK. So hard to chase up. Jerry tries his best, trying to chase up at the 4,000 gold. That's definitely not enough.
At 4,000 gold and not being able to control your blue, what Luna can do against 5 very, very big DRG.GK players.
304 KDA for Bai Chou. Bai Chou must be very happy right now.
It's gotta be happiness, just regardless, whoever you're playing, just the fact that you start with such a beautiful KDA and in such a difficult hero like Ma Chao.
I would say Bai Chou is a player who really can do more things and make more things happen when he's feeling so confident about himself.
Cool.
Bai Chou have a lot of ups and downs in the recent tournaments, but I think from this year, probably the early, like the opening from 2022,
Yes.
he started to be a more mature player. He used to cry a lot.
And that's beautiful to see. That is beautiful to see. Just
Personal growth.
the fact that when you're confident, regardless of what sport you're playing, you're always better. Psychologically, you feel stronger.
Of course. Okay.
The press down is going to be brought in. Bai Chou is extremely low, tries to replique, but he's going to fall. Realtor is trying to do exactly the same. He falls as well. Jerry is going to follow. DRG.GK coming in one more time. They lost Bai Chou, but they won 3 kills and a turret.
Let's see, the waves up there is quite huge. 3 minion waves available. DRG.GK gathering around in a single team, even though they're losing Ma Chao, but they're gaining 3 more kills.
They're going to go for the high ground turret. Look at that.
Look at Menglan.
Minions collide. The turret falls as well.
I think the execution of Ozil trying to pull the ultimate onto Bai Chou is good, but they're losing because the difference in gold is too
Yes.
huge to climb. The gold deficit here, they're facing a lot of difficulty trying to make sure the follow-up damage is enough.
You might take Bai Chou out of the equation, but you still have Menglan in there, right?
How to deal with the other 4?
How do you do that? Look at Railbird. His HP bar just goes down so quickly. It doesn't look like a tank at all.
Yeah. With this limited things to farm up, your tanks will be extremely poor because you want to leave all the things to your cores. Definitely Jerry or Autumn in this game. So Rover will have literally nothing to farm up.
It's very difficult for them. Very, very difficult.
But it's like 3.1 thousand, even lower than Guy, who is a support in DRG.GK. Huge gold deficit here.
Let's wait and see. 9:52, 10 minutes mark. It's going to be the time for the Storm, not for the Storm Dragon yet. I'm so sorry about that. For the Dark Tyrant and the Dark Overlord.
I think this Shadow Tyrant and Overlord is the thing that DRG.GK have been waiting for a long time. They have to make sure they have stronger vanguards available for them to trying to make it to the base and trying to gain this, end this game.
Look at the decisions. They go for the Overlord, then they go for the Tyrant. They gain double buff, and then they just need to go and push on the high ground.
I think they even have advantages to trying to control these 2 dragons in one roll. They're just making sure they can use some poking ability here, trying to make sure that SCARZ, all the SCARZ members have to retreat back to their base, leaving them more spaces and rooms to gain this another dragon.
They've got right now the minions. It's going to be suppressed down, coming down. It's going to be Jerry that's going to fall. Now they're trying to reply back. Pong Pong is going to fall, but it's going to be more people from DRG.GK. It's only going to be ASD and Autumn trying to defend that high ground.
I think the engagement from Rover is really good, using the flicker, trying to engage, trying to initiate the team fights, but it will be totally avoided by the ultimate and the flicker used by Agai. Changed in direction, making sure that he will not be targeted. And right now, Gongsun Li did whatever he can do, trying to gain more kills to the side of SCARZ.
Let's see what Autumn can do. It's going to be suppressed down. It's going to be unnecessary because it's going to be the crystal falling. DRG.GK is going to take the victory.
It's a very easy win for DRG.GK. I think they're controlling the whole game starting in the very first minute. By the single act of invading in the blue, gathering 3 members around, use Zhang Liang, Mai Shenui together with Ma Chao, trying to make sure that they have a full vision in their blue buff. That's enough. That's their destination. That's where they're gonna start it up on this game.
They were able to spot what the core hero was going to be from the whole composition from SCARZ. They spotted it was going to be Luna, and then every single invasion just started from that blue buff area.
For me, I will personally award the MVP to Mai Shenui, to Qingfeng. I think Qingfeng did a great job there.
I remember in the first 3 minutes was everywhere. It looked like he was just like TPing from top to bottom and then to mid.
From the first 27 seconds where the minion wave in the mid finally encountering with one another, is choosing use the passive and the second ability to do the poking damage to the Shen Mengxi, making sure that Shen Mengxi can be quite low in the HP, unable to do the rotation to the down lane, and then invades together, get information to the blue, and then making rotation to the bottom, gaining the kill to DRG.
So Qingfeng just was in charge of giving the vision to the team, right? And that's not something that you see a lot from mid laners. You would expect that a little bit more from the supports. But Qingfeng was just taking care of everything.
I mean, like within 1 minute, Qingfeng did 3 things. Huge commitments to the entire team, I would say.
Great work, great performance by DRG.GK. SCARZ had the good composition. They need to fix that. They need to fix the opening of the game. That's for sure. Like, they need to think about how to protect themselves a little bit more. Even if the other team is going to come and do the invasion. If you don't think you can win those fights, don't engage.
And I think a lot of details will definitely be improved in future.
Sure.
But one huge mistake you wish never will be coming again will be the engagement in the blue jungle, where you are facing 4 against 5, but still choosing trying to initiate when facing this kind of huge gap in the gold. That's one thing you don't want to repeat in the following up
decision making. The decisions need to be a little bit more accurate. They need to understand who can do what. And then when you can actually go and move forward for fights. And in this game, SCARZ did not have the best decisions. Sadly for them, it's going to be 1 win for DRG.GK. They need to take the next victory for them to have mathematical options to move forward, right?
Of course, you definitely wanted to have heading for a tie going against GK. That's the one hope that SCARZ can manage to make it to top 2. So you want to make sure you will be gaining and rewarded with a top 2. So make sure you can get into the qualifiers.
Yes, exactly. Now, what about we check on the MVP for this game? It's going to be DRG.GK, Guy.
You really like Guy.
I think that he's been in these last 4 days the best support that we've seen.
Of course.
Yeah, he's been a great support. It's just amazing the way that he's playing and then playing on that Zhang Liang. The way that he suppressed everyone in the right moment is just tells you about the timing and understanding. Look at that.
I would say this rhythm machine. Wherever this Zhang Liang and Agai goes, there's a team fight.
Look, he does not use his ultimate first in that first engagement because he knows that he needs it right over here. Roxy's flash, followed by the suppression, done.
Yeah, totally agreed. I think a good initiator always know when to stop.
Yes. Like
That's
it's
so
not
cool.
it's not because we need to start fight right now that he just suppresses immediately.
Yeah.
No, he just waits for the right moment just to take that decision.
That's a good hunter, you know,
Good hunter. Great
finding
Kalunga.
the perfect moment to use whatever skills he have.
Great instincts by Kai.
Amazing.
Amazing. I don't know why the coach from DRG.GK is always like so
Calm.
yeah. Like he's always so calm. Like he's really like he's seen so many different things that nothing like they win and he has the exact same expression if they would have lost.
A very calm coach. You know, actually, he's facing a lot, like huge pressure is leaning
sure.
on this coach because they have a very limited members for DRG.GK. So we're always going to see a lot of members gathering around SK. For example, Wuhan Isa Pro,
Yes.
they have a lot of coaches as a coach group for this club. But like for DRG.GK, Zhe is always doing the same, a lot of things all by his own. So Zhe is facing a lot of pressure. That may be the
Wow.
reason why he's feeling so
That-
stressed.
for
every
sure,
single
like
second.
can you imagine like he needs to be able to see and do all the work that the coaching team would do as a team. Like he needs to be doing it on his own. Like he's the one doing the analysis. He's the one doing the BP. He's the one just doing the checkup after the games. And gotta be tiring for the man.
Because I always think that we need, it's a necessity
Yeah.
to form a group for your coaches.
Completely agree.
Because you have like different roles should be taken
Yes.
part by different like coaches.
Like not every single coach can be a professional, also an expert in every single aspect of the game. Surrounding yourself with a great team is going to make your club to perform way better.
Of course.
Let's wait and see how DRG.GK is going to act about that, and hopefully Zoe is going to have
Happier faces.
I hope so. I hope so. All right. Amazing. Very well done. Now we're going to move into game 2. SCARZ. They need to try to change things around. What do you think they need to do? They need to be more aggressive? They need to be more passive? What?
I think they could choose a composition. They maybe, if they have a chance, maybe go to the red and trying to figure out what kind of countering they can have in the BP.
Now, let's look at the highlights first, and let's try to spot those things that they could do better. Let's see what we can see here on the screen. Like this one is the one that you keep mentioning, right? Like
Yep.
you're in a 4v5. Don't engage. Just let
Don't
that
engage.
blue go.
You
let
can
that blue
go
and just
away,
leave.
yeah.
So that's one thing that they need to do. Look at that. Just giving Macha a double kill.
Now this one is good. Like 5 members trying
Yes.
to initiate. I can acceptable, even if they're losing in the team fights, because it's a good signature. It's a good thing that you gather around trying to make sure like 5 members are all here, trying to follow up every single like.
But then
Actions
Ochiro
one
used his Forsaken contract on Pong Pong. Like I feel like you should have kept that ability for a different hero, right? Like
Leaving it to the other ones.
just leaving it to someone else. Like we talked a lot about like how Machao was gonna come after the fight had started. You need to be able to hold your ultimate. You need to be able to just like wait for that right moment.
Just like mimic and trying to copy what Guy is doing right there.
True.
If you don't have the exact the target you're looking for, just keep it. Keep the ultimate to yourself.
Let's wait and
Save
see.
it. Save it.
Let's wait and see what SCARZ can do in this game too, all right? First, we're gonna have a little break and then we're gonna be back in a minute. All right, SCARZ, they are facing an opportunity for them to get at least 1 point in this match. They must come with everything.
But you know, comparing with the determineship, I think like DRG.GK, the reason why they're playing so smoothly, so peacefully, is because they have to make sure they can 100% get this 3 points back. Because the very first one they have, tie 1 point, making them be named and ranked in the 3rd place in Group C. They're
and nobody likes that.
This result.
No, nobody likes that. Like nobody likes seeing themselves in 3rd place when you know that you should be 1st.
And they're the winners in the first round of the KPL regions.
Ah, come on.
Dignity, you know.
I agree with you. I agree with you. Like I think the DRG.GK right now is gonna come with everything they got. So SCARZ, they need to come out swinging.
Actually, I was kind of expected them to play more aggressively, maybe trying to gain more things in their favor, but they choose to play in this kind of mentality. That's a signal. They want to make sure, safe and sound, 3 points it is.
If you analyze the game from 0 to 8, they were very aggressive.
Yeah.
And then from 8 to 11, they just came down to a pace that they were so like, okay, let's just wait for the dragons, let's just gain the objectives and then push. That's why the game that during 8 to 11 just looked a little bit slower.
I think safetiness is the one they're looking for instead of like doing like imperfections. Okay, anyway, game 2.
Game 2.
SCARZ will still in the blue side while Foshan DRG.GK remain in the red.
We talked a lot about Jing at the beginning of the stream, right?
Fast enough, speed up using, I can see they want to speed up using Zhou Yu.
Zhou Yu with the Flames of War, he can just deal damage to the turrets. So you can deal damage to the turrets fall, there are openings for jungle, the resources are gone.
If your team is leading in this match, I think if you have Zhou Yu as a mid laner, sometimes it's more like you have 2 marksmen. The speed of taking down towers so fast that I think it will be a huge challenge for SCARZ to tackle.
Let's wait and see what they can do. Let's wait and see what they can do. If they can try to lock that Zhou Yu in the mid lane, not allowing him to rotate to top and bottom, probably they could have slowed them down a little bit. But for that, they need to lock him down there. With what?
And a lot of like mid laner choices are being restrained by the side of DRG.GK. Mai Nui and Zhao Jun are all eliminated. Let's see the last one go to Lu Bu.
They do not have Shen Mengxi available.
Yes, they have already used Shen Mengxi in the match 1, which means that they will only have something around like maybe Yixing. Yixing might be the choice. Trying to form a huge CC chains together with Lu Ban and DRG. That's good.
That would be good. Trying to lock Bai Shou's Mengtian away from the battle. I think that with that Mengtian, the ability, what you want to do is not to lock him in. You do not want to box him in. You want to box him out of the fight, not allowing him actually to move in.
Surprise choice. Shangguan. Will it be the final answer from SCARZ? Will it be? They still have a lot of sections. Okay, done.
That's it.
Determined.
Why? Okay, so you go with an assassin mage. So you go with an assassin mage, what for? Like just so Zhou Yu is going to feel scared of breaking the rotation, so Zhou Yu is not going to stay?
That's my reason. And one more thing, you have to make sure this Menglan on the bottom lane will not be that so aggressive in the early game. You're trying to make sure when you disappear from the minimap, so that this Menglan should retreat back a little bit, trying to go under the tower. Or otherwise, DRG Autumn will be facing a lot of trouble. Doing the matchups, doing the laning, going against Menglan.
That puts a lot of pressure on the Chill.
But I don't think it's a good way to win the game, because every second and every movement you made will be extremely essential to your team.
It's gonna be tough for them. They're gonna have, if they have a plan, hopefully it's going to be waiting for Shangguan just to make it to level 4 and immediately go down to just take on Menglan. That needs to be the plan. The plan is for ASD to make it to 4 quickly, go down to Menglan, try to take Menglan down.
And see the countering. The last pick from Foshan DRG.GK will be Liu Bang. So once I have the sight, I have the vision, you want to make sure you get on the right target, I will use my ultimates to protect whoever you want to go.
The battlefield command, Brad. The battlefield command.
After Shangguan have used the ultimate. Let's see how many like heroes from DRG.GK have the opportunity and have the ability to recover their HP.
Yes.
Meng Tian and Meng Ya at the same time. These two side laners will be completely hard, very hard to destroy.
Is the burst damage going to be enough? Is it going to be enough from that magical damage coming in? Is it going to be the final stroke really final? Or is it just going to be an opening for DRG.GK just to seal this deal?
I mean, obviously ASD will be one only thing we have to pay our attention to. So wherever like ASD choose to go, gank choose to go, roam, it's a key point of whether DRG.GK can make sure these two side laners remain safely in the early game. But once these two, like Meng Ya and Meng Tian, these son and father reach to level 4, I think it's very hard to defeat.
The level 4 fight is going to define a lot of different things. So ladies and gentlemen, from now until 2 minutes, I want you to keep your eyes on the screen, pay attention, and let's wait and see if SCARZ can do something out of this game.
Oh, change in the lane, I like it. Using the marksman Auden to go into the mid and make sure ASD gain extra gold, trying to make sure this assassin will be the richest member in SCARZ. I like the idea.
Look at that, DRG.GK already coming in. Their objective is always the lizard. They do not even go for the blue. Their objective is always the lizard.
Wow, Autumn is brought quite low.
Jerry is going to be part of the competition again.
Guy, have a smite available. Use it, take the blue away from Jerry.
Takes the blue, and right now look at Pom Pom. He's coming in. He has his eyes on Rilber. Rilber procs his flash, just runs away. Bei Dao being taken very low by Autumn.
You just know, what will be the next target from DRG.GK, using the 2 splats, gaining the first wave priority, and dive directly into the blue. Jerry again facing a lot of troubles.
Lots of troubles one more time, because then right now they do not have the priority over the next fight. They won't make it to level 4 before Monglan. They won't make it to level 4 before Bei Dao.
And one more thing, DRG.GK will definitely be there again when your second blue buff spawned.
Level 4,
quickly to
procs his ult. It's gonna be a 3v1 against the man. Tries to go under the turret, surrounded by 3. First blood to DRG.GK.
And Jerry, because he's losing the blue, but very first blue after the blue is not enough, the mana is not enough.
Yes.
So Jerry have to go back to the base and lose a lot of times trying to finish the first jungle.
Nothing that he can do in there more than to expectate how Rilber was taken extremely low.
DRG.GK is everywhere.
And they know that that's what they need to do. Not allowing SCARZ to think.
As long as you have some resources in your jungle, we will be there. And the next one, the next blue is about to be spawned just after 7 seconds. DRG.GK already setting Qingfeng to the mid, gain the waves. Nice move from SCARZ.
Yeah, look at the rotation from SCARZ. I was going to say that.
That's good.
Like they counted the seconds, they know the time, and all of them made the rotation. Here's 5 members of SCARZ trying to protect on that blue. Are they going to be successful though? Look at that, Jerry is gonna proc his the mirror domain comes in. Gonna be, Ochito thought that he could run away. Not really, comes down. Bei Dao taking a lot of damage as well.
Wow, constantly HP recovery is what we are expected when they choose this kind of composition.
Yes.
And Qingfeng, the flames out there using the first ability together with the ultimate, managed to take down 3 members in one roll. That minor CC chains are just too perfect.
No, we got to put the spotlight where it should be, right? Like the decision from SCARZ on rotating 5 members to come here to the blue is a good decision.
Good improvements though.
You see, like that's exactly what we're talking about. Just making those decisions work.
But the reason DRG.GK can accept the truth that they're doing is a 3 versus 5 because they have Liu Bang. Yes. They can always use Liu Bang's ultimate, joining the fight together with Peng Peng.
And Bei Dao right now in the level 4, level 5 at the early stages of the game, for me it's invincible. It's an invincible hero.
Taking like tower Jaggeros for like second 2 times, staying alive between the 2 towers.
Let's wait and see right now, 4 minutes mark. The red buff is going to spawn. It's going to be 4 people from DRG.GK just protecting, trying to take that. Steal it successfully. Start rotating to mid.
I mean, SCARZ have improved a lot by making sure they can protect the jungle altogether.
Yeah.
But they're losing the team fights because of like minor details. But that kind of details need time to practice.
Look at that. Like Bei Dao is just taking the damage from the turret. Does not care. Pushes him against the wall. And Ochito is going to fall. Ooh, look at that. Good comeback. But it's going to be at 1v2. Nothing he could have done.
And at this time, Guy, Liu Bang will be extremely tanky. So only this kind of damage from Autumn is not enough trying to exchange lives against Guy.
Well, he turned around, uses Imperial Order, stuns the man down. But then as Liu Bang comes in, there's nothing he could have done.
Level 9 for Peng Peng. Acts of Torment already available. 5-0 in kills number. Peng Peng still in the bush, having all the vision here. Jerry, well, he noticed the fact that Peng Peng has been disappeared for a long time.
He's gonna have to proc his mirror domain, tries to run away, it's going to be unsuccessful. ASD is going to follow him and he's gonna fall as well. Look at that, Bei Dao procs his ult. Now the hunter is being hunted. Rilver is going to be taken extremely low, but he's gonna have to let his marksman to fall and pay the price of it.
Again, going down one by one. So SCARZ, they could have the time to escape, but Rilver chose again to join in.
Yes.
That's not a very good sign because you're completely losing the core. Jerry goes down in the very first second of the team fights. So the better, the remaining for the best solution will be leaving.
It took him such a long time just to kill the dragon,
Yes.
right? He
Okay.
spent too long time, and look at
So
that.
what?
It's going to be Jerry coming in. He thought that he had the kill, and it was on the other side. Completely a space slap. Do not come in thinking that you can take on those 1v1s. And he's gone out of the map.
This team fights from like 2 SCARZ, it's do or die. We just have to make sure we throw everything we got. We throw the maximum of damage we got, trying to trade life with you. But unfortunately, they does not exist.
Look at that. He procs his mirror domain, comes in, tries to take on Xingfeng.
Very
But then
low, very
after
low.
that, immediately takes damage from all different sides.
That was a really close one. But I would say that this ultimate from Peng Peng is so accurate.
Yeah.
Trying to bring 3 members in one row alive, going back to it a little bit so that Xingfeng will have like slight angle to escape.
It's a little angle that Xingfeng left with 1% of his
1%
HP bar.
HP bar.
It was a good idea by Jerry. Sadly for him, he did not have lethal damage.
Yep. Oh, Foshan DRG.GK using the waves together. Look at the flames, look at the soldiers.
Wow, look at that. The planes, the soldiers, everyone is going on for one objective. The high ground turret is going to fall. DRG.GK falls back knowing that half of the game is already in their pocket.
And from now on, the one nightmare from SCARZ, not the gold deficit, not the damage, will be how can they quickly like cleaning out the waves in each lanes. If the fires is setting up one ahead of you,
Yep.
you'll be facing a lot of trouble because you don't want to take the damage from Zhou Yu. This flames will be very hurtful, very lethal to your HP bars. So you have to stand like farther away
Yes.
from the minions, but they're quite short in their range. So which means that they have to exchange the time. They have to undergo this kind of damage, trying their best to make sure they can clean the waves. It's very hard.
Just the way that Bei Dao has always got his ultimate available when they need him to push in. And the length of that ultimate by Bei Dao is 20 seconds that the generals are going to be surrounding Monkey.
Again, look at the fires.
The fire is there and the turret is going to fall.
damage. Oh, it's a very good like combo using the ultimate. Just imagine Bei Dao's ultimate, Meng Tian,
Yeah.
Meng Ya, and Zhou Yu all together. Those huge AOVs.
Oh,
So hard.
I love that. I love the way that DRG.GK is just playing that composition. Something else for us to put on our notes.
Yeah, I think this kind of composition we can try and to make sure we can use it in the rankings. These 5 years are not that a difficult task to handle.
No,
You can
and the way
completely copy it.
and just in the way that if for some reason there will be counter-attack while trying to take the turrets, a guy can always jump in with his ultimate and provide that shield that they need. Like he can always come in and try to protect at least one of the 3 of them.
if I have a friend who has asked me what will be the perfect ranking composition you could recommend, this might be the answer. These 5 heroes all together so aggressive in the early games, and I cannot see one like weakness or loophole from this kind of composition.
Oh, that's gonna be nice for us just tonight. Like after the game's finished, we need to go back home, just get online, and really think about this.
Yes.
How can we make this combo work?
You know, the top lane, bottom lane, you have like born with 2 lanes of advantages. And if you can use like good Zhou Yu, that's enough. 3 lanes advantages in one role. And the junglers, once you have like 3 advantages lanes, your jungler will feel extremely comfortable. That goes into 4 lanes.
DRG.GK right now just waiting for that Overlord. Just waiting for 3-4 more seconds. Overlord is going to be online, and that's going to be exactly the same as game 1.
Yeah, the same rhythm. Taking down all the high ground tower. Even the same is that you have to gain themselves the high ground tower in the top lane. And then looking back, gain the double dragons all together. At the same time, look, Guy is doing, waiting for his teammates, trying to finish these 2 dragons at the same time.
The timing, I love that. Those are details, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that, Bei Dao comes in with the flash. Takes on 3 different people. Now it's going to be Relver trying to suck in. But the damage is pouring from the skies. There's nothing can be done. ASD tries to clean. It's not enough. He's going to fall.
I think this might be it. They're waiting for the vanguards to march in, while ASD is still taking up more than 20 seconds to be alive again.
That's a very long power play. And the vanguards are already coming in on the mid.
And the bottom lane, 2 waves. 2 waves. Very
That
hard
mid
to
lane
tackle.
turret, there's nothing can be done. Autumn being taken to half. Pumpon trying to find the angle. Comes in, but it's going to be stopped on it, but it's going to push them against the wall. He takes down 1, trying to take down the second one. There's going to be Relver going back to the fountain. The vanguards are already in high ground. Is it going to be SCARZ doing in here what can be thought about? But it's going to be DRG.GK one more time.
Triple kill to Menglan, finding the one last hit on the base will offer Foshan DRG.GK 3 points in total.
Congratulations to DRG.GK. Came in, took the victory. Very, very clear game plan from them in game 1 and game 2. Did exactly the same rhythm, same decisions, and showed us that with enough work, you can always just come in and just play it in automatic.
Of course. I think SCARZ members are quite enjoying this game because they have finally used Zhangguan as a mid. And Luna at the same time, like 2 not a very meta picks or common picks heroes have been played along. I think SCARZ, they're trying to leave their like confidence in the battleground, which means that we can have the memorized in our head. I mean, they leave me a lot of impressions.
No, they left us a very good, very good taste in this game, right? Like they came up with better decisions. The rotations were better. So you need to focus on those little details that they're improving. If you think about that, like the decisions were better in terms of the execution, it could at least like improve a little bit more.
And the detail, we can raise an example here. So the first wave, 22nd it is.
Yep.
They are using Ultimate DRG to go into the mid lane, but unfortunately the HP trading there is not a good one. So he was actually brought quite low by Zhou Yu. This might be the signal, because if you have successfully trading your HP against this Zhou Yu, you will not be appearing in your jungle.
So what you want to do is just to put him so low that he does not dare to actually come in and invade. Another way how to try to stop them from invading your jungle at the beginning, right? So just come in and just move your marksman to the middle, and then just try to protect that by just chipping on their health bar.
It's all like a butterfly effect. So a good opening will result differently, completely okay. So if it was DRG who have like take Zhou Yu quite low, Zhou Yu will not be available to do the invade. Maybe you can gain Jerry the first blue buff, and all the rest, all the consequences will be completely opposite.
Well,
yeah, the details are really important.
And now we can only live in that world of if they would have done right? But now SCARZ is going to have another opportunity in the future. Right now, all their 3 games for this first round robin is going to be done. Now they're going to have a couple days of little rest so they can go back, watch some games, and take some details.
And after gaining those 3 points to Foshan DRG.GK, they finally managed to go to the top 4, lying together with AG because 4 points, 1-1-0. Yeah, exactly the same.
AG has a game today, though. Let's
Yes,
wait and see
the
what
third
AG
one.
can do today
The
against
third
Red
one.
Canids, right? And Red Canids, if Red Canids wants to stay in the game, like the same as today, SCARZ,
Tie.
they need to try at least to go for the tie. Go with everything. Just go all in that first game. And let's see how your luck is going to work.
You know, going for a tie will still be very challenging for Red Canids, to be fair, because AG is, I could say, like, among all the tournaments we have, all the single matches we have watched or casted for AG, I think AG is in their best condition
But they're hurt.
throughout the entire year.
I think that they're hurt after facing GK.
They're stopped, right?
Yeah, exactly, and that's a very big problem for the coaches. Like they had like their confidence to the top, and then right now after losing to GK the first game and then being able to turn things around in the second one, they might be a little bit more hesitant right now. Who knows?
That might be the reason. That might be Red Canids' opportunity, huh?
Let's wait and see.
MVP definitely goes to Bei Dao.
Yep. Great KDA. Look at that 7-1-5. Whew. Gigantic.
And I think the team participation will be really high, maybe 100%, like every single kills.
Every single time that they were taking on turrets, every single time that they were just going for fights, he was there.
Wow.
Every single time.
The damage and the damage dealt by Bei Dao, more than 20%. That's a good statistics from
Look
a
at
soldier.
that level 4 fight. It always happens. Every single time.
You know, what Rover should really develop is that you have to let something go. I think this player especially should pay more attention to this thing you want to improve in the future.
The thing here, sadly for Jerry, he starts the Tyrant, but then it's taking him such a long time. You cannot just go and start the Tyrant on your own if you don't have total understanding of how long time it's going to take you and where everyone else is in the map.
It's like the gaming experiences. You know, among watching the whole game, you can have an idea that DRG.GK know what their enemy is about to do. They can predict their next move. So that every single time that SCARZ wants to take a dragon, SCARZ wants to take a blue buff, Foshan DRG.GK has already been there waiting for you to arrive.
MOBA games in some sort of matter are always like chess games.
Wow, almost 100% 75. Who gains a solo kill there? Maybe Popo, maybe Popo.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe not just Pompon, just taking
bottom
one.
lane, I could remember the bottom lane with Guy together getting a kill of Autumn
Yes.
over the marksman.
No, like the gold difference just starts very early.
Yep.
Not even 2 minutes and they already start snowballing. Well, you mentioned about this. Look at that Group C. Chengdu AG 4 points, Foshan DRG.GK 4 points, SCARZ 3 points, and Red Canids Kalunga. They're going to have the opportunity to take their first point today in their third match when they're going to be facing Chengdu AG.
But AG have the time in the third match of today, so AG will have the opportunity to fasten the distance between and going against GK. So it will be AG's opportunity to grasp it. And Red Canids, I think it's okay. I think AG will be prepared for this.
Let's wait and see. That's something that we're going to have to talk about during our Game 3. After today's performance, SCARZ showing us that they know what to do, still need a little bit more time just to work on those details.
It's a double round robin. We've been talking about for a long time. So if you finish the first round, you know what kind of gaming style your enemy, these 3 teams are. So you have some time to develop a better solution for the next round. I think it's okay. SCARZ, they still have a lot of potential. Just make sure have good rest and have good homework.
A good rest and good homework. Let's wait and see who we have for the after-match interviews. Let's wait and see who's on the other side.
Who's gonna be with us? Okay, 清风 ，Hello， 清风，给我们打个招呼吧。
Hello， 大家好，我是佛山DRG.GK 清风。
Hello， 清风。我们上一次跟 AG 呢，其实是一个1-1的平嘛。在那一场比赛之后，队内有做哪些调整呢？
队伍的调整就是说复盘嘛，然后告诉我们大家都打得有点急， 下一场打的不要这么急就好了。
All right, so the last battle with AG, you guys resulted in a tie. So what kind of after-match homework did you guys do and figure out? So we have some time reviewing our own performances, and we all agree that we're kind of rushing into a lot of decisions. So just to make sure in the following matches, we will stay like more calm and more smoothly getting to the point. 那今天这场比赛呢，其实对于 GK 来说比较轻松，是一个2-0。而这场比赛觉得整体的话，哪一个队员发挥的是最好的呢？
整体的话，大家发挥的都比较好吧。
你给自己打个分，这场比赛觉得自己打几分？
自己打8分吧。
哦，还有2分是从哪里提升呢？
还有2分就是在减少自己的失误嘛。
Okay. So I think most of us, like all of us, did a great job. If I were to score a point for my performance for today, I will be rated 8. The remaining 2, the space will be referring to I wish I could make less mistakes in the following up matches. 好的，谢谢青松接受我们采访，谢谢新峰。Humble scoring, 8 points.
I don't know where he's giving him those extra 2 points because I don't remember any mistakes from him in these last 2 games. I would give him a 10, but well,
Me too.
maybe he just wants to always just have some space for him to improve. Game 1 is done. Now we're gonna move into Game 2, Beijing Weibo against FUTNOVA Esports right after the break.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We're gonna bring to you guys the second match for today. Beijing Weibo versus FUTNOVA.
All right, let's wait and see what the boys from Beijing Weibo can do. Believe me that I've been talking to a lot of my friends recently about like the team's performances. And Beijing Weibo, they're supposed to make it really far in this tournament.
Of course. They won the second prize in the Challenger Cup. They're one of the best teams from KPL. And they have gone through a lot because I've been saying and emphasized in fact for a long time, they play the most in KIC, the first round, the second round, including the group stage.
They've been playing so much.
So much.
So
dedicated.
What are your thoughts on that? Do you think that you get to a moment where it's been too much and then that your performance starts dropping because you start feeling tired?
No.
No? You don't think
As an e-sport athletes, you will never feel tired about the tournament.
Wait, what?
You should keep your whole rhythm and energy going on and on. And this tournament is not a very long one.
Yeah.
So compared with this KPL, like KPL have nearly lasted for 3 months. You have the regular season, you have playoffs, you have the finals, right?
But this one is very dense.
Yeah.
It's like you're on stage every 2 days. Like every 2 days you're always playing. Yeah, sure, like it's either BO1 or BO2, but just the fact that you're always there.
Yeah.
You're not actually going back home. You do not have, like, you're always there. I believe that it should have some kind of an impact on the psychological part of the athlete.
The tension exists, huh? But you know, on the contrary, if you have like more times to practice, more times to trying to find the right vibe for the entire team, I think Beijing Weibo will stand a chance there. You know, as athletes, like for example, in the sports, you're gonna be facing the fact you need some time trying to do a lot of like body relaxations before the match.
Yeah.
So you just can consider the fact that you have played the most as some preparation for the final hit. Maybe find you the correct vibe.
It's gonna depend on what are all the different clubs just prepared to do in order to make those 5 players perform their best, right? What is going to be the different approach that each club is going to have. On the other side, FUTNOVA Esports. I hope that these boys are going to bring us some surprises because their first performance left a lot in there.
Yeah, like double threes and double ones. Both Bacon Time and FUTNOVA has scored 1 point because that fight between the 2 teams is a tie. And I think like the 2 matchups all last longer than 20 minutes. It's a very fierce one. And they have been lost towards KPL teams. For Bacon Time lost towards Beijing Weibo, and for FUTNOVA lost towards XYG. And last one is the shortest.
I think that game between FUTNOVA and Bacon Time that ended up in a draw, that was a horrible, horrible result for both of them.
Yeah.
One of them needed to take the 3 points in there. That was not in the plan for sure.
Well, this match be the final chance for FUTNOVA trying to make it a tie going against Beijing Weibo will together witness. Let's see the BP. Blue, Beijing Weibo, and the red side will be FUTNOVA. You always have some sort of chances to do a correct or countering BP on the red. You have to make sure you make good use of this.
That puts a lot of pressure on the coaches because when you are supposed to counter something, that first pick from Beijing Weibo should give you information on what they're trying to do. And that, as a coach, just being able to see that first pick and then just kind of like make decisions really quickly.
I think Mai Shiranui will always be the #1 answer from Beijing Weibo. And no matter whether it's blue or red, the first pick will always be going to Mai Shiranui.
It's like Huajun, you just get the Mai Shiranui and then
you don't have to really work on the other heroes. We just want to make sure you play 2 characters. One is Mai Shiranui, remaining might be Shen Moxi.
That's it. End of the discussion. End of the BP. That's how they plan their BPs over there in Beijing Weibo.
Oh, powerful ones. Mai Shiranui together with the powerful duel in the bottom lane. Luban pair.
Well, Master Lupan and Lupan number 7 taking on Gunsun Lee. A lot of pressure over there.
Touch Pena will be the choice. Goes into jungler. It's okay. It's okay. You have like Shen Mengxin in the mid,
Yeah.
and Gong Sulin in the top. And Ukyo Touch Pena is trying to secure the first round of the jungle.
Okay.
That's good. Security, it is.
So security is going to be, we know that Mai Shiranui is not going to have priority on the mid lane in that first wave. So if you would be that person, if you would be Snape on that Yukio, if you would be lost on that Yukio Tachibana, do you start from your blue or do you start from your red?
They are in the red side. So if they want to make efficient rotations, you might start up your farm in the red. That will be a better choice because you get a more chance to make it to the blue. If you're going around in the very first, like at the top triangles of the map, you can make sure that after you gain yourself the red, make rotation to the mid, gaining the river spread in the mid, and looking for chances to have some opportunity in the blue might be the answer.
So it's going to depend a lot on what Snape can do with that Shen Mengxi pushing Mai Shiranui back.
But I think from the side of FUTNOVA, you don't think too much about doing the invasions. You just have to make sure you have Ukyo Touch Pena with two colors. Like two buffs. What
Red and blue.
On your side, you have
Red and blue. Just try to keep it red and blue all the time.
Happen.
It is going to be necessary.
Oh, wow.
Kai and Guan Yu, the options for Beijing Weibo.